Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am astrologer Rinti. Today I'm going to talk about how you will see the effect of Mars in your birth chart in different houses. So, I will begin with the first house. Let's start. If Mars is in your first house, then you are amazingly adventurous. In this situation, sometimes you can be seen to be very adventurous. You don't like to have any kind of pressure. You are an outspoken person, never hesitates to speak whatever comes to your mind. You also need to be physically strong, but this position of Mars sometimes causes headaches and accidents. Your mother's temperament may be somewhat short-tempered and rude, but she can be very active and incumbent. Your younger siblings will also be well organized in lifestyle, but they may be worried about your children to some extent. Your elder siblings will also be perfectly organized, but their relationship with younger siblings may be bad. You may be troubled to some extent by your enemies. You should always strive to speak the truth. You will always look younger than your age, which is a very good thing. There will be redness on your face. Your relationship with your spouse may not be very good due to this position. You may often have trouble due to fever. You may experience high fever as well. You will have a lot of interest in the field of army, doctor, or engineering. So, if the planet Mars is in your first house, then most likely you can be in military or you can be a very good doctor and engineer. Now, we'll talk about if Mars is placed in your second house, what type of effect you will get. This position of Mars is an indicator of your success by working very hard. There may be some disruptions in your education. Sometimes you will see excessive irritability or your speech may be somewhat bitter. You won't have any trouble living with evil people because of this position. This position of Mars is also effective in the age of the life partner. You may also have constipation in the stomach along with eye problems. You may live far away from your place of birth. Your fathers and children can be short-tempered because of this planetary placement. Your children may be very energetic and attaining great position, which is a good news. But there may be some problems at the time of birth of your first son. This position of Mars sometimes gives family dissatisfaction. The position also sometimes indicates spending money through bad habits and wrong means. So try to be careful on this section. Your brother or sister may be in danger from a predatory animal if you have Mars in your second house. They may also have big problems with enemies sometimes. Your mother may take a risky decision due to the wrong advice of someone she knows if you have Mars in your second bhav or second house. Now, we'll talk about if Mars is placed in the third house of your birth chart and how it's gonna affect your life. Mars in the third house will make you brave and famous. You are patient and courageous person. You are a physically healthy and intelligent person. But this placement of Mars can also make you bitter to some extent. This situation also indicates some suffering for brothers, especially younger brothers. Your relationship with your younger brother may not be very good due to this placement. You will become opulent with your muscle power. This position of Mars can sometimes give you problems related to ears or arms. You will also need to control your anger, otherwise you may become violent. You will get less support from neighbors or subordinate employees, as well as you may have disputes with them. You may be interested in becoming a chemical or mechanical engineer Or you may take up a job where you can wear weapons. Your father's temperament may be somewhat short-tempered and rude due to this position. They may have to face loss of money and separation. However, your father will continue to win over litigation and enemies. If you have retrograde Mars in the third house, then it will make you vulnerable and daring. You will go against all social norms and laws to fulfill your desires. It can make you spend a lot of your time and energy on sexual activities. What about if you have combust Mars in third house? Combust Mars means if Mars is positioned with Sun within the 5 degrees, then you have a combust Mars. So, a combust Mars aggravates your inner anger and resentment as you have the energy and will to achieve your desires. But your inappropriate communication and planning creates blockages. This will make you frustrated and irritated. Now, I will talk about if Mars or Mangal is placed in your fourth house in your birth chart, then how it's gonna affect your life. Mars in the fourth house will give you vehicle happiness and also child happiness. So if you purchase any vehicle like car or motorbike, you will be lucky in this case. But because of this placement, you will not be very happy with your mother. You may have a challenging relationship with your mom because of this placement. You may live far away from your native land or home because of Mars positioned in fourth house. You will continue to earn profit through various means in your life, but you will always be afraid of the dangers caused by job firing or termination. You will make great progress in your field of work, and also you will live in a very nice house. The fear of losing your ancestral property also creates this position of Mars. You may get caught up in land disputes. There may be some turmoil in your mind, or you may become violent for some reason. You may also have some worries about your married life. You can also take a foolish decision with an elder brother and sister, and this placement of Mars will make you to do that. Your father may have to face some problems in his family life. They may even have to live separately from their family, and they may also have to suffer financial loss. You will also have to face some obstacles in getting education if you have Mars in your fourth house. You may not be able to get the kind of family support you expected. Your opponents will be very famous people. So overall, this placement is showing that you will be happy by earning money. You may afford a great house to live. Your luck will take you to abroad or live far away from your native land or home. You will be lucky to purchase a vehicle because of this Mars placement, but it will also take away family happiness from you. There will be some clashes with your family, and you may not get the enough love and care from your mother and your family. So overall, that's what's showing this placement. Let's see if Mars in the fifth house in your birth chart, then how it will affect your life. Mars in the fifth house makes you intelligent along with giving you playfulness, but fierceness also come in your nature because of this planetary position. If you do not protect yourself from inconsistency, you can become addicted. It will also be beneficial for you to stay away from deceit. Stomach related problems can bother you from time to time, so it will be important to keep your restraint on food and drink. You may also have to incur losses due to excesses and hobby of speculative marketing. For these reasons, you can become stressed and aggressive. Although you are an intelligent person, You can take any decision without discretion. Your first son will be angry very soon because of this planetary position. He will be afraid of accidents and injuries. Because of Mars placed in fifth house, your child can also be disobedient. Your child can born through surgery like C-section. You may be troubled by stomach problems and constipation diseases. You may be more attracted to opposite sex if you do not act with restraint in this matter. You may also get a bad name, or you can be humiliated in front of society. You will love going to gym or exercising because Mars in your fifth house. So this placement has some good and also negative sides. The good side can be that these people are pretty intelligent and playfulness, but also they can have some financial loss. They can face some challenges from their children, from their children's side. Also, this placement can give you like a really good amount of stomach related problems. Now see how Mars will affect your life if it's placed in your sixth house. This is overall a good position and it will give you overall positive effect. You will earn a lot of money from your work hard if Mars is placed in your sixth house, and you will be able to fulfill all your desires and wishes. You may be somewhat a little bit grumpy and sharp witted. You may face some trouble with your servants. You have the power to crush your enemies. So if Mars is placed in your sixth house, enemy will not be able to do any harm to you. In the pursuit of popularity, you may be harmed by animals. Your father might be a rude and short-tempered person by nature, but also because of this planetary position, your father can be powerful and prestigious. Also, he can occupy a big position in the society. But as I mentioned, he can be very rude and short-tempered. Due to this position Mars in the sixth house, you are afraid of boils, pimples and burns, and you may face problems with this type of health issues. This position of Mars can also give some negative results to your maternal uncle or aunt. You are a strong person. In many cases, your patience is appreciated. Sometimes your expenses can be more than necessary. Mars in the sixth house will not be also auspicious for your younger siblings as well. You are a prudent person. Your children may have a bitter tongue, which is a negative side of this position. You may prefer a job to a business rather than a business because sixth house represents work. So that's why these people who have Mars in their sixth house likely to do job, and they enjoy working for others rather than have their own business. If my words resonate with you, please let me know. Now I will talk about if Mars is placed in your seventh house in the birth chart, what type of effect you will get. This placement is not good and it's called Manglik if Mars or Mangal is positioned in your seventh house. Seventh house represents marriage, spouse, and business partner. So, when Mars, like a negative planet like Mars or Mangal, is placed on the seventh house, it doesn't give good results. This placement can cause delay in your marriage, and also it can cause sorrow in your marital life. You may not be happy with your spouse if you are Mangling. This position of Mars sometimes creates conditions for separation in marriage and sometimes also divorce. The position of Mars somewhere seventh house sometimes gives a feeling of jealousy also. This position of Mars can give restlessness and irritability. Also, it can create unrest with relatives, especially spouses. And because of Mars, you will have to work on and Mongol or Mars specific with all kind of contact with project because of Therefore, you will need some efforts to reduce this work. oldest child or eldest child may have some problems because of morbid dasher. You may suffer due to litigation. Your elder siblings may have a strained relationship with your father if Mars is placed in your seventh house. Now, I will talk about if Mars is placed in your eighth house, then what's gonna happen in your life. So, eighth house represents occult, our death, then how will be our old age, and also inheritance. If Mars is placed in the eighth house, it's also not very favorable for the native because the native will face many obstacles in their life. From health side, if Mars is placed in your eighth house, then you can have anal related diseases. Then you can also have boils, pimples, wounds in your body, and you may suffer from this type of health issues. From financial side, you may lose money due to fire and theft. This position of Mars will not be able to give you much favorable result for accumulation of wealth. Your income will also not be very good. However, this placement can give your spouse an extraordinary talent, but this position can also bring some sorrowness or bitterness in your marriage. Mars in the eighth house can be an indicator of some dangers to your father's life. There must have been some problems in their married life as well. Your younger brother will be short tempered in nature. Your speech may also be a little bit bitter. Therefore, try to speak as sweetly as possible. This position of Mars can also attract you towards things which is made of strong chili spices like spicy food and alcohol. So, you need to really take care of your health very well if you have Mars in your eighth house. Now, I will talk about if Mars is placed in your ninth house, then what type of effect you will get. Ninth house, which represents fortunes, luck, father, and future karma. So, if Mangal or Mars is placed in your ninth house, then it can make you somewhat arrogant, jealous. You may have higher amount of anger because of this position. But the positive thing is this placement of Mars can also make you a leader or a big officer. However, this situation brings less benefit according to your hard work. You may also have to go through some odd situations due to your father. Your father and younger brother may be rude and short-tempered in nature. There may also be some legal hurdles in your lifetime because of this Mars position. Long and cross-sea journeys will not be beneficial for you. The number of your friends will not be very high, but you will be the best among your friends. You will achieve great success in your life, but you will get the success only after 27 years of your lifetime. When Mangal or Mars will be matured, then the success will come into your life, which is after age of 27. You may have a large number of brothers, or you may be a mighty man yourself. You should avoid selling gold if Mars is placed in your ninth house. It will be good for you if you remain spiritual or religious as much as possible. If Mangal is in your ninth house, this will give you more peace in your mind. Mars or Mangal placed in the 10th house is really good for career life. People who have Mars or Mangal in their 10th house, they can be rich, happy, successful, ambitious, and a determined person. They get really good position and prestige in the society. This native can have different types of vehicle, and they will also enjoy and get benefit from them. These people who have Mars in their 10th house can pursue career in mechanical electronic engineering or weapon related work or in military as well. People who have Mangal in their 10th house can be also a good surgeon or tantric. At the age of 28 and at the age of 58, these people will get some special achievements in their life. Overall, Mars in 10th house, really a good position for career life, but it's not good for family life. This Mars placement can give some argument and fight with younger siblings. Mother health also can have some negative effects due to Mars in 10th house. But these people can also have some argument with their life partner as well. Mars in the 11th house is a good placement. So people who have Mars or Mangal in their 11th house, they can be very patient people. Mars located here also gives you a chance to roam a lot. So you can be a traveler. You are an adventurous person and will make a lot of profit in your lifetime. But you may have an excess of anger which will need to be controlled. Also, you can be somewhat bitter tongue. So, try to speak sweetly as much as possible. With the help of friends, you will be able to fulfill your ambitions. But you may also have differences and opposition with friends. Although the number of your friends will be less, but whatever they are or whoever they will be supportive for you. You have a lot of respect for teachers if Mars is in your 11th house. Majestic qualities will also be found in your nature, and for that reason you will consider yourself like a king. But this placement also gives some negative effect, and that will be shown into your family life. So, due to its aspect on the 5th house, Mars placed in the 11th house can give you problems related to have children, such as delay in the birth of your child or situations like miscarriage. Your speech will be harsh, so, and you will be a person who will like to eat meat rather than vegetables. Your elder siblings will be irritable but energetic. You may be able to do business in a good way and you may want to do business over job. But I will suggest you do it by your own. Do not engage yourself in any type of family related business or family related company job because that will not give you profit. If you open your own business, if you work hard for it, then you will definitely get success. Mars in the 12th house is not a good placement for native. When Mars or Mangal is located in the 12th house in the birth chart, then it creates Manglik Dasha. And Manglik Dasha is not favorable for both marriage and financial life. People who have this Manglik Dasha, they may go through a lot of ups and downs in their financial life. Also, a lot of health problems like eye redness and eye related diseases. These people can be very angry in nature. They can be very violent type of person. Also, they have very harsh and bitter tongue. These people can be very brutal towards their life partner, and people who have Mars in their 12th house um, can lose interest in religious activities. This native's mother may have stomach related diseases. So but only the positive thing is a person who has Mars or Mangal in their 12th house, they have tremendous respect towards saints and teachers. So overall this placement is not good. If you have Manglik Dasha, I would suggest to see a good astrologer to reduce some of the ill effect of Mars.